All right, we are live. Hello, hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. I love that. I get to spend my Thursdays with you guys. It's like therapeutic now. My week goes from Thursday to Thursday now. It doesn't go from Monday to Monday or Sunday to Sunday. It goes from Thursday to Thursday because I'm so excited to be here. So if you are here with me, go ahead and do hashtag live in the comments. If you're catching the replay, go ahead and do hashtag replay in the comments, and we will interact with you and everything too. We're just excited to have everybody there. Hello, Melissa is already on. She messaged me and said that she was super excited to be on here, so I'm super excited to have you, girl. So I'm gonna take a second. If everybody can just as you get on, like I said, hashtag live if you're here live, hashtag replay if you're here on the replay. If you want to go ahead and share this or start a watch party, go right ahead. I know I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm super excited for tonight. This is A Mom on a Mission. My name is Jessie, and what I do is I just bring issues that moms are bringing to me and questions that moms are bringing to me, and I try to find somebody amazing and knowledgeable like Leah here, who I have tonight, to give you guys those answers. And one thing that has consistently come up when I have done surveys and when I have done things is just been that I always have parents and moms asking me, like, the one thing that they struggle with is anxiety and the pressures of motherhood and going through depression and going through panic. And especially now in the time of COVID, it's just so much that we are doing and that we are going through on top of motherhood. Like, it was already hard.
Enough.
And then you put in a global pandemic. Like, come on, guys, that's just not fair. So, it's just any help that we can get. That's what this is all about, is me trying to help find people. So, tonight I have Leah on here. I am super excited. Hello, Jeanette. I'm so excited. Jeanette actually helped connect me with that. And if you didn't see it before, you should go on when we made a parfait a couple of weeks back, and it was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
It was goofy. So, and there are a lot of great things, though. She's amazing. So, Leah, I've got you on tonight. And what is your title? Because I love hearing it. I just think it's so cool.
I am an intuitive transformational healer.
That is
so I help stressed out women, a lot of times stressed out moms, to reclaim their power through energy work, meditation, and chakra balancing, and my Reiki method, which is a method of Reiki that I developed to help release emotional blocks. So it's a mouthful.
So, Reiki, because I hear that quite a bit, actually, and I actually have friends and family that do that. But as somebody who is, I'll be honest with you, I've done meditation, I've done yoga. I haven't done that. So what is it? Is it more mental, like meditation? Is it more physical, like yoga? What is Reiki?
Reiki is, the translation, it's Japanese, and Reiki means divine energy. So Rei is like divinity, and Ki is like chi, energy. So it doesn't come, I'm a Reiki practitioner, so if I give you Reiki, I just hover my hands, trying to see where my hands are.
On my face,
my hands over your body. Just it can be a light touch, but I usually just hover. Okay. And it works on your energy field. So your aura, if you will, we all have energy fields around our bodies, and it works on physical, mental, emotional, and energetic levels, right? So sometimes if we have something that's like a blockage in our energy, it could, if we take care of it, it might never manifest as a physical ailment or illness. So it's really, the way I look at it is, it's just another way to take care of yourself, another type of self-care to take care of your energy. And because we're all made up of energy, right? Everything is energy, and different people are more attuned to it. So they sometimes feel, you know how now, like it's palpable, right? When you go to the grocery store and everybody's like, we can't see anything, and we're looking, are you sick? Are you sick? Less now, but in the beginning, it was really like, like very suspicious, and you
Yeah.
can feel, right, those
The
energies,
anxiety of
and
that too.
right. So it's just another way to do it. And actually I'll give you some right now. So see if you might not be able to, but I am doing virtual sessions, and it's been amazing because before that I had only done them. I mean, there's a type of distant Reiki where you can send it to someone. So if, like, I do this with my mom all the time because we live in different states. So
Yeah.
she'll call me and she'll say, "Oh, my shoulder's been bothering me, send me some Reiki," or her friend is having some issues, so send her some Reiki, someone's getting surgery, so I do
Yeah.
that. And it's, in that sense, it's sort of like praying for someone,
Yeah.
but you also intend to send them the energy. So I try to do it, like, if I know someone's having a procedure, I ask, well, when is it? And then I try to do it at the time that they're having it.
Yeah.
But what I've been doing since the pandemic is actually scheduling sessions with people and doing it online. So we'll be like this on a video, whether it's Zoom or Facebook Messenger or whatever. And I tell them to get comfortable, lie down on their bed or their couch,
Yeah.
and I put music on, and then I walk them through it. And well, it's going. I don't know if let's just breathe for a moment.
So it's
I'll
like,
stop talking.
oh.
Well, you can talk, but I'm not going to talk.
I was gonna say, it kind of reminds me of like sending your prayers or sending good vibes, and like everybody does that and they say that, and it's like I feel like people can feel it. I'll tell somebody I'm like, hey, I feel I was really thinking about you, and
Yeah.
I really was thinking about you, and I really did that. And they said, I could, like, I kind of was thinking about you too. And it's like
Yeah.
that energy there, and that. And I just want to say hey to everybody who's coming in. We're super excited for tonight. If you're just stepping in, I'm talking to Leah, and she is an amazing new friend, and I'm super excited to get to know her. And we're talking about Reiki. And if you are here in the live, go #live. If you're here in the replay, go ahead and do a #replay. We'll try and connect with you as well. And as we go through too, if you guys have questions about this stuff or comments about this, feel free to go in. One of the main thing about this is like finding these people, these amazing people like Leah, and coming in and helping solve your problems, giving you real answers for real situations, because we got a lot of issues. I got a lot of issues. Okay. So I need to find a lot of people to help them. So that's really what all this is. It's just a front to find me a lot of help. But yes, so I love that. I love that. I feel like I could feel like warm energy, and like I am very heart centered too, because I've worked with people like that too, and I'm very heart centered. I'm very heart driven, and it's like if I feel it, like my heart leads me. And so when I feel that in there. I think that's why one of my big words is joy. Like I love
Yes.
joy, because you feel it in your heart and you feel it in your soul. And when I can feel that, and it's overflowing, like that's my filling over people's cup. I fill over in joy so I can pour joy into you. Hopefully that's
Oh, I
what it
love
does.
that.
Yes.
I love that. And that just reminded me, I just read a definition of meditation that I absolutely love, and I'd never heard it put like this before. So people think that meditation is about stress relief and calming their mind, and that is part of it, and those are benefits of it. But what its real purpose is to bring us into a state of love and joy all the time. And I was like, wow, because that is what happens. And I do a lot with gratitude too. And when I'm practicing gratitude every day, I just wake up and I say what I'm grateful for. I say 3 things or 1 thing or whatever. Just I say thank you. Thank you for today. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family, my friends, whatever. And even little things, that cup of coffee, whatever you like to eat, it can be big or small. But when I'm doing that, it's just like the joy just overflows, like you said.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's like gratitude journals. I think it's Oprah who says that she is really big on that.
Yeah.
She wakes up every morning, or she ends every night with writing 3 things that she's thankful for from that day. And I think what it does too is it puts you in a different energy and a different mindset of being grateful, because it's so easy to see the bad things. So actually,
Absolutely.
that reminds me, because I'm gonna get flack if I forget, because I forgot before, and people are like, "You didn't do it." I usually start every session with saying something positive that has happened to me today. So while we're talking about gratitude, while we're talking about joy and positivity, if you want to go ahead in the comments, if you guys, let's share this together. This is space to be happy and to celebrate and share our successes. So what's something positive that happened to you today or this week? Leah, what is something that is positive that has happened to you?
That I'm here. That I'm here with you, and I got to meet you face to face.
I know.
And to meet everybody. I'm really excited for the connection.
Oh, I love that. I'm very excited that you are here. I'm very excited that you are here. I am also, I would say, I'm kind of happy. We had a spell of impetigo at my home recently. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. So trap like 5 kids in a home with themselves, and then they have impetigo, and they're not allowed to touch each other or go anywhere or do anything. And I think that we finally have it under control. Yay!
Yay.
And it's hard and it's frustrating. And it was the youngest girl that got it, and she's the hugger and the lover and the cuddler. So of course it was her. So it was very hard. So we spent a lot of time outside playing. We're lucky enough to be able to do that. But I think the impetigo wave is finally over. She's been on antibiotics and everything, and they're starting to heal. So I think we're beyond the contagious stage. So motherhood, isn't it beautiful?
Always something.
Right, exactly. So I kind of want to jump right in, and we kind of already did. And so again, if you have positives, go ahead and put them in, and we'll celebrate them with you. It was, Melissa said she had a meeting and it went awesome. She was literally anxious for nothing, and I think that's something that we could definitely talk about, because anxiety, a lot of the time, it's in us. So why don't we start there? Why don't we start with anxiety?
Okay. So anxiety from an energy healing perspective, it's just energy. It's just extra energy that has nowhere to go. So if you tend to feel it a lot, for me, what I do every day is exercise, just to burn out that energy. Well, 3 things: exercise, affirmations, and meditation. That's how I start. That's part of my morning routine. And usually gratitude is part of the affirmations as well. Like I usually say thank you before I even get out of bed. Thank you for this day. Thank you for something. And then my current meditations that I'm saying, you'll laugh. One is health. I'm healthy in mind, body, and spirit. Simple, covers everything, right? And the way I like to say meditations is in 10 groups of 10. So a total of 100. And I know that sounds like a lot. Sometimes people are like 100. You don't have to, but it's almost like a mantra. So you just like you're saying, a mantra or a prayer, or, and I like to do it while I'm exercising. So I have a stationary bike. So if I'm on the bike, or if I'm outside walking or running, and they change. The affirmations that I say change depending on what I have going on. So my other one is because I'm growing my business. There's two money ones. I'm a money magnet. Money flows to me. And the second one, I can make money by helping people. And so, you can say them about health, your specific situations. Abundance is a good one. You can say them about love. And it could be, if you're seeking a partner, say, I am attracting the perfect partner for me. And you want to say them in the present tense. So it's like they've already happened.
Claim it.
And affirmations and gratitude, exercise, all of these things, meditation to start your day. Good. And then whatever happens, you're better able to handle it, right? If you've started with those things and put them into place because you've already said your gratitude, so you're feeling full. It's not, oh, I have to do XYZ, whatever it is. It's, I'm thankful, I'm alive, I'm breathing. This today is a gift. Every day is a gift, right? And so then, yeah, stuff's going to happen, of course. But if you start from there, it's not as bad. If you start like under and you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, then everything just feels harder. So, and I find, and I have experienced panic attacks and like serious anxiety. And I wrote this book, Increase Your Peace from A to Z, because these are ways that I handle it. And I was on medication for a short period of time. I did not like it. I did not like the way it made me feel. Nothing, no shame against anybody who does take medication, because I know it's necessary in many cases. And, you know, I'm not a doctor. These are just from my own experience as a yoga teacher and a Reiki master, and things that I do to keep myself sane without being on medication. So
yeah, I love your book. I think it's funny that you're saying affirmations, because I did a little, I did a post earlier, like yesterday, and I was like, seriously, guys, I'm 8 pages in, and the first affirmation, I was like, it just like literally like the book hit me in the face. Like it was like, Jesse, listen, because I needed to hear it in that moment. And it was great because it was the lack of time. Because I definitely feel like that definitely plays with my anxiety. And I will often, in a lot of my panic attacks that I've had, will definitely coincide with the fact that I feel like there's not enough time in my day. I didn't have enough time that I didn't get stuff for work, so work is going to be mad at me. I didn't have enough time where my kids, I didn't get to spend as much time as they wanted me to, so they're going to be going to bed upset with me. And then, you know, or I didn't pet the dog today and he's probably going to die tomorrow. Literally, like all of that, you know, it all just boils up. And then that's when it just like you break. And you have your affirmations for lack of time, and I just thought it was amazing. And your little sing song, you're like, I am happy, I am strong, I am peaceful all day long.
And honestly, I still sing that in my head. But when the boys were little, it was like in the toddler time when you know, when you're just in the thick of it, and it's so like mothering is so physical in those younger years when you're carrying everybody and maybe you're breastfeeding and, you know, everybody's on you all the time. And I'm like, I need my body. My face. I all the time. I am happy, I am strong, I am peaceful all day long.
That's great.
But it helps. It's the way I look at it is whatever tools you need to take and do, it's, you know, just or music, singing songs in the car that make you happy. You know, just anything to keep you uplifted and focused on the good, because there is bad, and that will always be there. And we come across all kinds of people and things and events that happen in our lives and in our days. But if we start from a level where we're uplifted, then we don't fall quite as far.
I do notice a huge difference when I start my day, once I started doing meditation. And I think it's important to say too, like, you know, it doesn't always go right the first time. It doesn't always go right every time. There's some times where I'm so distracted.
Absolutely.
I have to do it guided, because let's be honest, I can't. My brain is like, if you think this is a lot, this is a lot. So I need somebody in my ear to calmly be saying, this is what you need to do. This is what you should be like. Okay, think about this, breathe about this. Let your mind come back if it wanders. Like I need that person in my ear. And so I do that, but I do notice when I don't do it, when I do it. And then for exercise, like me personally, I run around all the time and I try to do some exercise. I try to do like 10-minute yoga in the morning if I can.
Right.
I end up doing my affirmations on the road. I just went through about like 60 videos. So I found one that I really liked.
That's a great idea.
And then I play it in the car when I'm driving to work, and then it like pumps me. And there's some days I got to listen to it twice because I'm like, this is going to be it. And my husband always says power positive thinking, and if he sees one of us kind of like being down, he's like, power positive thinking, get out of it.
Right.
So it and I think it does make a difference. And I think that kind of goes into one of the other things that we're going to talk about. Jeanette asked about it as well, was depression, because I think anxiety and panic, and when you're doing all that, so like for me, my mind will wear out. My mind will run out, and then I'll just be like, okay, obviously I'm just not doing enough, and it's just you go into this sadness,
and then it's the spiral of the guilt and the mom guilt and the shame. And guilt and shame are the lowest vibrational energies. So we just want to throw that out, throw that guilt out. Someone said, I picked this up somewhere, stop shoulding all over yourself. You've probably heard that. Should, SHOULD.
Yes.
Because I should do this, I should do that, not good enough, not engaged enough, not whatever. And there's always something, right? And we could be, I just did a video today on my group page about mirror work and about talking to yourself and saying nice things to yourself, because so many of us, me in the past, I'm much better now, but the things that we say to ourselves that we would never, ever, ever say to a friend, and that negative self-talk, especially if, we all make mistakes. We're human. We're here to grow and to learn. And if we're not making mistakes, then we're not learning, right? We're not stretching ourselves if we're not failing and falling sometimes. We are not perfect. We are not here to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a huge thing with moms, and comparing. Stop comparing, compare yourself with yourself, your own growth, and your kids, if they're happy, if they're healthy, that's it. That's right.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I've said that in a few lives too, is it's like everybody is on their own journey. And everybody has their own perception of what the perfect family is. Like one mom thinks by being the perfect mom, that means she's she's a CEO of a corporation and she's left her kids a legacy. One mom thinks that the way to do it is to literally be home with her kids every day, teaching them. Those two moms, one is not better than the other. They've just chosen a different journey, and
I love that.
And it's just doing it the best that they can, and I think that's what a lot of moms, need to like realize too. And I think that creates a lot of, there's that pride in that. Well, if she thinks that's perfect, then that means that she thinks I'm not, or what I'm doing isn't. And
but it's not, one doesn't invalidate the other.
Exactly.
They can be mutually exclusive, and that's fine. And I remember, I don't think it's so much of a thing anymore, but the whole working mom versus stay-at-home mom thing, it's like, it doesn't, whatever works for you.
Yep.
Because we're all individuals, and some women would go crazy without a full-time corporate job, and others want something in between, and some moms are meant to stay at home all the time and be the class mom, and all of those are wonderful. It's just individual choices.
Oh yeah. I love Melissa's comment. I'm going to bring it up really quick because I love it. She says, burnout is real. It is, like, burnout is real. It's no joke. It is. And, I think I love you were talking about a lot of that too when you were saying guilt and shame and that. And you were saying you lay on the table. It reminded me of your Reiki healing in your book. You were saying you lay on the table. Is that part of that's F, right? Forgiveness.
F, forgiveness. Yes. Yes, that's huge. So with guilt and shame, and forgiveness is such a big thing that we need to forgive ourselves. That's the biggest, I think. Forgive yourself for whatever, right? We all have stuff that we aren't proud of that we've done. Maybe we've hurt people, or like we yell at the kids and then we're like, I feel terrible. I lost my temper. And it's okay. I mean, we all need to forgive ourselves and forgive other people, because and this is part of the emotional healing, because what happens is every experience we have kind of goes through our bodies, right? So if, let's say, we hold on to hurt and anger from something in the past, and let's just say that it was either for ourselves or with someone else, it takes up space, and it can cause tension. Tension in your shoulders, in your neck, tension in your hips. So it gets stuck and the energy is stuck. And that's where yoga helps, stretching helps. And sometimes if you've taken a yoga class, sometimes you'll have an emotional experience in a deep pose, like in pigeon pose. Are you familiar with pigeon pose? It's a hip opener, but the hips hold a lot of tension, and they can hold trauma. And it doesn't even have to be like any major trauma. Like it could just be from when you were a kid and you had a fight with your mom and she said some mean things, right? Because we always remember the bad stuff more than the good stuff, right? So, and that sticks in our mind, so that, like, I'm not good enough. Maybe that came from a teacher. Maybe you didn't do your homework one day and you got in trouble, or you didn't do well on a test when you were little, right? And you still remember that teacher's comment. Why do you still remember that teacher's comment? It gets stuck, right? And so part of the releasing is you recognize that there's something, and then together I give you the energy and you release it from your body. So what happens then is you actually take back your own power. Because when we have this stuff where it's like, it's not true, these are limiting beliefs that we or someone else put on us, like someone told you can't do that for whatever reason, their own limiting beliefs. Oh, you can't have your own business. That's crazy. Whatever it is, right? No. So who are they to tell you that this is your dream? And so undoing those, and we all have it. And it's like, again, it's a practice, right? Just meditation's a practice, yoga is a practice, and we have to practice it, because we're always accruing more stuff, because we're human, and we do stuff that, why did I say that? I didn't mean to. I wish I could take back the words. And then we beat ourselves up about it. And we just have to feel it and then release it, because emotions are just energy in motion. And the other thing is, for a long time, I had trouble. I still don't like confrontation. But with anger or expressing anger, if I'm a pleaser, if you're a pleaser and you like everybody to be happy, and I think a lot of women do that too. We want the family, we want our husband to be happy, we want the kids to be happy. We don't like the conflict. But sometimes it has to come out, because if we hold it in, it's like pushing like one of those playground balls under water in a pool, and it's going to explode at some point, and probably with a lot more of an overreaction than was necessary if you just let it come through in the moment. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but big things small things, like all these emotions, if we're not expressing them and feeling them, then they can get stuck. And then that can cause problems. It can
It's
make us,
heavy. Those
yeah,
emotions are heavy emotions. And I'm kind of nervous now to do yoga in public because I'm going to go out somewhere and then I'm just going to start bawling and you guys are going to be like, what's wrong with her? And it's like, it's okay.
right.
There's just a lot of emotion in my hips.
Yes, and I have had people cry in class because something comes up and you go deep, and then it's like some certain move triggers a memory, a deeply buried memory,
Yeah.
and that maybe they even forgot about. And then I'm like, it's okay, just you just have to let it happen. And crying is good too, because that's a release too.
It really is.
Um, so
I've got
yeah, the emotional stuff is it's a lot.
I've got Jeanette. It actually kind of ties in what Jeanette asked earlier on. I knew I was going to bring it up, Jeanette. So thank you for asking it. So I'm curious about how depression affects your energy. It's almost like chakras are blocked and there's a disconnection somehow. So,
Yeah.
like, because when we deal with the chakras, I know when I deal with meditation, it talks about the colors and them going
Mhm.
through and you're opening them up. And I mean, there's sometimes where I will actually like feel I'll feel different, I'll feel that. And they say that's your chakras opening up. So how does depression affect that? And then in turn, how can, if they're in that state, that depressive state, what can they do to help them get out,
Yes. Yeah, depression is a lot of times it does go hand in hand with anxiety. And it is, in terms of the chakras, it's usually a blockage of the heart chakra, which is our love chakra, right?
Yeah.
So it's green. And if we're experiencing a lot of sadness, and I'll just give you an example of like a temporary thing. So say you lost someone passed away. Well, then you can say, okay, I'm sad because I lost someone that I loved, and that makes sense. But when it's just like burnout and you're just emotionally wrecked and exhausted and depleted,
Yeah.
then the heart chakra can shut down because there's just the energy is stuck. There's no energy, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, all of these things that are that work with anxiety also do work with depression. And I mean, exercise has been proven to be a natural antidepressant. So getting outside in nature, that's another big one. Grounding, being, and especially now, I love it. I see so many people out walking, running, biking, because a lot of people aren't going to work or they're working from home. And so that's good because that's healthy. And so all of these practices will also help with that. But for the chakra specifically, you can focus on, for the heart chakra, focus on doing things that bring you joy. And I know it's hard because I've been there too, where you're just like, the energy is just so low. But just start with like going outside, taking a walk in the sunshine, in the fresh air, deep breaths. All of these practices help lift you naturally. And of course, as I said before, I'm not a doctor. And if you have a therapist or a psychiatrist that you see, sometimes that is necessary depending on how severe the depression is. But I believe a lot of times we can work through these issues on our own. I mean, I think the latest, I don't know, depression and anxiety are huge issues
Yeah.
um, for everyone. I think women have it a little bit more, but it's important. I'm glad we're talking about it. And I feel like the stigma is going away slowly about talking about these things,
Yes.
especially now. I feel like people have been really great with checking in and
Yeah.
posting really positive stuff and asking people, how are you doing? And because that's the most important thing. It's like sometimes just feeling like you're not alone in this. And that's the other reason I wrote the book, because
Yeah.
we all have a whole world that people don't see. And they might think, oh, they have everything, they're so happy. But everyone struggles. Everyone has something that they're working on. And it's just, okay, well, how do we cope with this? And how do we work with our health in order to live happy, fulfilled lives? It's not always easy.
No, it's not.
Right?
I'm totally feeling this, and I'm looking at some of the comments too. Sorry, I chuckled a little bit. Jeanette said she loves the restorative yoga, and it was just funny because she said, "It's my hips. It's all good. Keep moving." So that's what I'll say when I'm crying. And then Jennifer, I will figure out for the group. We'll make sure that I get the right information up. If it's not working, it's probably just my software, so I'll go in and do it after the fact, because we definitely want people to get all the information from Leah on your group. And then so we'll make sure that we do that. And Melissa says the first yoga class she took, she sobbed.
That's great, because you were really present with your feelings.
Yeah, she's great.
I mean, I know it was probably embarrassing at the time, but it's good for your health and your healing.
Yes,
for sure.
I was going to say, I love, because one of the things we've talked about it a couple of times, so I want to make sure that I actually talk about it. The increase your peace from A to Z, the simple steps to find calm and chaos, or calm amid chaos, which actually I'm going to be giving away copies of this, or 2 copies of this book at the end. And I'll tell you guys how you can do that too. And so I got this, and it was actually Jeanette that was on here that told me about your book and told me about you. And I love
Thank you, Jeanette.
I know, right? I love how like it really is simple steps. So it's A to Z. So it's the alphabet, A to Z on ways. So like A was affirmations. We talked about forgiveness. I think my favorite was probably now. Because I think that's something that I struggle with a lot, which N was now. And so it was like not living in now. I'm always worried about the next step, the next thing. My husband is always like, Jesse, just stop, breathe, like know that it's going to be okay. You might not know why, you might not know how. And that's one of, like we were saying earlier, like claim it. Michelle, if she was on here, she was on one of my shows prior. She's great about doing that. Like, she's like, nope, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to claim it. We're going to work as hard as we can, and then it's going to come to us. And
exactly.
I think it's one of like her most endearing qualities. And I'll find myself saying that now when I'm struggling with something that I really want to happen. I'll say, nope, I'm claiming it. I'm naming it. I'm going to walk off with it. I'm going to walk off and it's going to happen. So I love that. But I think now at the end, it now is probably one of my favorites. And that's like the being present. And I think that it goes more than just even physically, but like mentally. A lot of times I'll find my kids will get upset when I'm on my phone and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm checking my messages and I'm checking all this, and I'm checking the emails and checking the calls. And literally my 2-year-old will say, Mama, phone down. And then I'm like, you're right. I've got to be here with you. You haven't gotten your time and I need to stop. And, I try to carve out time that's specifically for them every day, but it's just like a gentle reminder from my 2-year-old, Mama, stop, put the phone down and to be present. So I have to ask you, what's your favorite letter in your book?
My favorite. Oh my goodness. I have to think about that.
I know, because I love it. Help someone else was also another one. H, help someone else, because that's kind of what you were saying, do something that brings you joy and makes you positive. And that's something that definitely, if I'm struggling or if my kids are struggling, I'll do something. So if I'm struggling about money, I'll go find a way that I can help somebody with money, because if I'm helping somebody else, I can't be struggling that bad. You know what I mean? And so
definitely.
there's the different ones, you know, so that's one way that I think that brings in like.
Well, can I give you two?
Yes.
So one relates to the story that you just told, unplug.
Yes.
And I do something on my Instagram page, Sunplug Day. So it's like Sunday with unplug in the middle. And I want to do shirts, Sunplug Day. So I post every Sunday that just to put the phone down for a couple of hours, you know, because I do feel like something is lost. I mean, I'm just as guilty as the next person, especially when, you know, when our business is also online, and it is work. But and actually one of the side benefits of this pandemic time is that I have been spending more time with my teenage boys who normally would be gone. They would be out, and we've been playing cards after dinner, and we've been playing basketball, and we've been hanging out, and it's so nice. But I feel like, unplugging is definitely an issue for our time.
Yeah.
For this time in history, I mean, and our time. And focus, because, and like you said about your 2-year-old, you know, she's going to be 2 for a blip in the grand scheme. Like, I look back and I can't believe they're 18 and 16. I mean, when you're in it, what is it? The days are long, but the years are short. And it's so true. And so, like, sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just press pause, but it's like when you're so focused on this and this and this and this, and it's like, just be present, be here, unplug, and just enjoy the moment, because really that's all we have, right? Because this moment becomes the next moment.
Yeah.
And what's gone is gone. It's done.
Yeah.
So
my youngest is 2 and my oldest is 14. And so my boy, I've got the 5 of them, and the youngest is my 2-year-old boy, and the oldest is my
boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. And the oldest is my 14-year-old boy, and he kind of gets it. So like when the others kind of feel bad, like he came up to me in my kitchen, and I was really having a hard time, and he gave me like I'm like gonna tear up thinking about it. He stopped me and he gave me a big hug, and he said, "Mom, thanks for everything that you do for our family and for us. You're such a hardworking mom." And it was like,
that's beautiful.
It was like, I like teared up thinking about it. And so that was your first one. And you said you had 2. What's your next
so
one?
my other one, I mean, I like all of them. They're like my
bias,
babies, but
no bias.
Smile. And although now it's like, you know, we're wearing the mask all the time, so you can't tell, but I did some research, and it is proven that smiling, so you feel terrible, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you fake a smile, and it actually changes your physiology. So your body and your brain doesn't know that the smile's not real.
Yeah.
So if you smile at yourself in the mirror when you're doing your mirror work, even if you feel awful, it will make you feel better. So it's just amazing how some of these things are like so simple. And some people aren't, I know some people aren't smilers. Like, I smile at everybody. And sometimes they think I'm crazy. And I'm just like I'm just smiling. Hello. But it's just, you know, life is short. And if we smile and we're joyful, then we help to spread joy. And that's all good. How can that be a bad thing?
Right. I love Jeanette's idea. She says, draw a smile on the mask with a Sharpie.
And that is a great idea. Oh my gosh, I saw a scary one today. It was like a scary clown.
Yeah. And we're gonna do this instead. That's it. We're gonna get you t-shirts, and we're gonna get you smile masks. So
I do too, Melissa.
I do. She says I do. I know. Yeah, she smiles. And Melissa says I still smile underneath my mask. I always tell people you can still see it in your eyes. So
well, you can.
I'll take a pic because we were doing a lot of events this weekend and this past weekend. And I was like taking pictures of everybody. I'm sure they were so patient and kind with me. But they were like, I kept saying smile, and they're like, why? You can't see it. I said, yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
Right,
Still
right.
smile. And it's funny because it literally, like, it makes a difference. I want to
noticed.
It does. Look at that's awesome. I love that. That's perfectly timed. See, we didn't even plan that. We're just that good. So I wanted to make sure because you had talked about your Instagram, and you and I were talking about it just a smidge before we got on. You do something called angel card readings. Yeah. And I need to know more because I think that's pretty neat.
So angel card readings are this is one of my favorite decks. So you can get decks with angel cards. This is daily guidance from your angels. This one is by Doreen Virtue. They're oracle cards. Okay. So I've been doing them for a while, but while I was at home, I started offering some virtually online, and people love them because it's just you can ask a question, you can ask specific questions, or you can just say, what do I need to know today?
Yeah.
And we all have, I learned this recently, I didn't know how many, but we all have approximately 26 angels and spirit guides with us all the time. So they could be angels like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and they could be people, ancestors, or people that we've known on this earth who've passed away, who are still with us, and they help us, but we have to ask them for help. So that's another thing I do every day, or I try to do every day, is ask my angels to be with me and help me, because we have free will, so they can't intervene unless we ask them to, and we have to do it on a daily basis. And this is just a funny one that I share a lot because it works. It works for me. When you're running around and you're trying to get out the door and you can't find your keys, or you can't find that piece of paper that you need for school, the kids need it, the permission slip or whatever it is. And then, and of course you can't find it because you're so scattered, but I will stop and say, angels, please help me find it. And 9 times out of 10, I'll find it, and it will be where I've already looked probably 5 times because I was so up here that I couldn't even see what was right in front of me. But they are very good with helping find stuff. They're good if you ask them for a parking space, if you're going somewhere where parking is an issue. So just little things like that, but big things too.
I'd be keeping all 26 angels pretty busy. That's all I'm saying. I'd be keeping them pretty darn busy with everything that I'd be questioning them. And I think that's too, like we were saying that too, like all the different, like there's a lot of different religions, there's a lot of different things out there, and a lot of them, there's a lot of them that do have like that, they have that belief that there is a person or a spirit or a god or an angel or somebody just kind of helping to guide you along your way. And, I think that's funny. I was talking to somebody actually just yesterday. I was telling about the story about the man in the boat. There was the man or the man calling for a boat, and he was drowning in the water. And he said, then somebody goes by and they said, no, I'm waiting for God. And then they go, okay. And they walk away. And then another person comes. He says, no, I'm waiting for God. God will save me. And then another person comes. He says the same thing. And he dies and he goes to heaven and he says, God, why didn't you save me? And he says, I sent you 3 boats.
Exactly. Well, and that, I just told that story to someone too. That's crazy. Because we were talking about like signs, right? Yeah. And signs can come in many different ways. They can come from another person. They can come from something you see online. They can come from a song where you just turn the radio on and a song speaks to you. But it's really just being present, right? And noticing, listening. And if it feels like it's for you, if it feels like it's an answer,
Yep.
It is. Right? So like sometimes people doubt the signs that they do get.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do one?
Sure. All right.
So this is how I do it online. So I shuffle the cards.
Okay.
And then you can ask about something specific, but there's no guarantee that it's going to be related because the angels give you what they want to give you. Or you can just say, what do I need to know today?
Okay. I'll be general and I'll say, what do I need to know today?
Okay. And I'm just going to hold them this way.
Okay.
So you can pick. So I'm going to run my hands over them and you say, stop.
Stop. That one. Yeah, that one looks good.
Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. This is perfect.
Now I'm nervous.
Notice the signs. Isn't that crazy? All right, I need my glasses.
Okay.
Notice
they
the
look
signs.
great.
Thank you. Yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. And then I have a little book, so there's a little more information. The angels gave you this card to help you understand the signs you've been receiving lately. These signs may include feathers, coins, butterflies, birds, or other repetitive visions that make you think of the angels, who have deliberately sent you these signs to let you know that they're nearby, protecting, loving, and guiding you. Additional meanings for this card. Your departed loved ones in heaven are saying, "Hello, I love you." Notice and believe in the repetitive signs you receive as validation that you're on the right path. Follow the signs that are guiding you to your heart's desire.
I like that. I think I won't go into it, but I think that that has meaning to it. So I think that's great. That's awesome. And you offer these on your like Instagram, right? You do these for people on your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, awesome. And I know we're going along we're going a bit longer on to. I want to say Kathleen, I love what she says her mom says oh, sorry, hold on, that was Melissa. She says her mom says Jesus lost and found.
That's great.
That's great. But I want to you were talking about, were you going to do an offer on your angel card readings?
Oh, yes. So if anybody wants, if you want a 1-card angel card reading for free, just DM me. And then I do 3 cards for $30 or 5 cards for $50. So if you want to just try it and see what you think, just DM me on Instagram. And I'm just at Leah_Grimaldi. And I think Jesse will put that up after, right?
Yeah, it's not working right now during the live.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
I apologize for that, but I'll make sure that I get all those in. So I put in your Facebook group, I put in your Instagram,
Thank
and
you
I know
so much.
and I'll get those in. And I know we've just like lightly touched the surface that is anxiety, panic, and depression. I think it's just an amazing start to it though. For your Facebook too, you actually have like you have a Facebook group and you do live classes on that and everything, right?
I do.
And you have some coming up too. So I'm gonna I'll put that information in there too. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, perfect.
You want to talk about those a little bit? Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah, so my page is Transform Your Energy, Transform Your Life. And I'm just sharing different energy techniques and, everything, pretty much everything that's in the book. And I'm doing a class on Tuesday. It will be a live at 1:00 about a meditation and a Reiki healing. So I'm going to do a group Reiki healing for healing your inner child. And so that's about those negative tapes that might play based on whatever. I mean, we're constantly getting messages from society of how we're supposed to be, things we're supposed to do, and nobody means to put limits on us, but if we believe those, then they become beliefs, and then they hold us back from pursuing our dreams, and then we feel like we have to do this certain path, that whole shoulding all over yourself that we shouldn't do. And
Yes, I love that.
so healing the inner child helps to release some of those stuck emotions from our childhood. So we're going to do that one. And then the following Tuesday at 1:00, I'm going to do a chakra healing masterclass where we'll go through, and I'll give also some tips for how to work on opening our stuck chakras through different yoga poses or stretches, because it's energetic, but it's also physical. It's all tied together because we are spiritual beings living in a physical body, right? So it's all intrinsically connected. And so, for example, one thing with the heart chakra, a way to open it is to roll your shoulders back and sit proud, but like good posture. But that makes you vulnerable, right? So sometimes when people are more like this, when they're rounded, they're protecting their heart, because if we're in the world very open, then we're also opening ourselves up to be hurt, right? So it's that whole push and pull, and fear plays into it. So that's another limiting belief, right?
Yes. And I'm big on that too. I've had a couple of other ones too where I've talked about limiting beliefs, and it's so true. We are often our own worst enemy.
Absolutely.
And there's sometimes where, sometimes people do have like that person that's like, you can't do that. You won't amount to that. There's no way you could pull that off. But more times than not,
often it's ourselves.
Yes. And it's working. So it's like, I'm like, what's your crazy idea? Go for it. Let's do it. As long as it's not hurting others, and you hopefully don't hurt yourself in the process.
Exactly.
I know some people who do crazy things and they do get themselves hurt, but that's their intention.
That's a different story.
You do you, babe. But I think that's great. And I think that's amazing. If they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way then? Go on your group, I do have your email. So can I put your email out there?
Yeah. Email is great. And then, my group, if you want to join, I'll have to, it's private. So you'll just put in a request and then I'll let you in. And, I'm planning to do lives, if not almost every week. I don't want to say I'm doing it every week and then not. So we'll shoot for every week, but definitely every other week. And I sometimes do yoga classes on there, and just different things related to the work that I do.
Well, I will definitely. I'm gonna be joining after this because it sounds great, and I always need all the help I can get. So, I want to thank you so much for coming on and for talking to us about this. I really think that these are great issues. I think I'll probably have to have you on again if you'll let us.
Definitely, thank you. This has been terrific.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, like I said, I do a lot of surveys and I do a lot of stuff. And one of the constant things that I have from moms, and I think that's another thing, just knowing as a mom that you're not alone in your anxiety. You're not alone in that. I think especially right now, we're all going through stuff. And I think it's important to know that there's other people out there. I would like to do a little plug and say, if you are a mom that is struggling, feel free to join my group, which is Work Like a Mother. And I love it. It's Work Like a Mother, and it's a great combination of just women that are there. If you have questions, you can go in there, you can ask them, and then you can get support from those mothers. And it's just it's just a support system, and that's what it's all about. It's just knowing that there's people there that are like you, that are going through these things, and maybe not the exact same things. But there's an idea, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes there are, and so it's a great way to do that. I want to talk about how people can get your book, because I love I'm like loving this book. I've been telling everybody around. I've been holding it in my purse. And it started out where I was like, I got to read this because I got to know what she's talking about. And then,
well, and that's perfect that you're holding it in your purse, bringing it with you, because that's exactly what I said. What my goal was to create a mini directory for stress relief, so that you could open to any page and it's quick, it's to the point. It's not, because when we are anxious and when we're depressed, we can't focus on a lot of text. We just need something that's going to sort of walk us back from the ledge a little bit. And if you open, like there's journaling is another one that's great to write down stuff. I find writing to be very cathartic. So yeah, it's available on Amazon, and it's, if you just go to Amazon and type it in, it should come up. It's also available on booklocker.com, and that is the publisher. And you could also, if you email me, you could also purchase it through me. I haven't set up my payment yet online, but if you email me, we could do it that way as well.
I'm going to be giving away 2 copies as well. Actually I'm going to be giving away 3 copies. Because I usually do 1 on the live, and I want to give 2 away. Just because I really love this book and I really want more people to have it. And so I think that would be great. So I'm going to do 1 on the live. So usually what I do, and I forgot to ask you before, what number, I need a number 1 through, it was 1 through 13.
From me?
Yes.
Oh,
sorry.
That's
sorry.
Okay. I thought you were
no.
Okay. 11.
Okay. So 11 is, hold on. Sorry. I'm going through. Where'd 11 go? 11 is Kevin Cruz. So I don't know if he's still on, because I know this is a mom on a mission, and I know it's geared toward moms. And I know that, but yeah, so Kevin Cruz, if you DM me, I will get you a copy of this book. I'll get your information and get you a copy. So if you still would like another copy of this book, because it's so good, guys. All you need to do is share this on public. So make sure you do it publicly, because it breaks my heart when I go to put all the names in my wine glass, and then I see that there's like been 14 shares, and I can only see like 9 of them because they weren't shared public. So make sure that you share just this one public, so then I can put you in my wine glass and pull your name out and get you a copy of this book, because I will be giving away 2 copies of this book. And then I just want to make sure that people know, if you think that there's somebody that needs to hear some of this, please tag them. Again, I always tell people, if you are a mom on a mission and you have something that you would like to talk to about, please get with me. You can message me, you can DM me, you can go on to my website at wildjessie.com. You can find me in the group, and literally I just like put myself everywhere. You can find me. Okay. I will answer. I will be there. I will make myself available. I think it's just, again, important. And I always say this, just make sure that you understand that when you are trying to do it all, you do not have to do it all alone. Okay. So you do not have to do it all alone. Find a support system. If it's not Work Like a Mother, if it's not Leah's group, if it's not me, if it's not her, if you don't have a friend or a family member that you could go to, find there are support groups. There are places out there. If you need help finding something, always contact me, and I will do my best, because I'm pretty good at getting around. I'm in Michigan right now. Leah, you're in Connecticut, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've had people from all over, and I will pull all my resources to make sure that you can get help. I will be plugging in resources for anxiety, depression. I think it's very, Melissa had said earlier, #end the stigma. I think that's a big thing. Just making sure that people understand that so many more people are doing it. And when we end those stigmas, those people that are suffering are more likely, and they'll be more confident to come out and seek that help that they need. And that's what it's all about. So I'm so happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on here. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the sharing and the tagging. As long as you guys are willing to listen, I'm willing to keep going. And that's what it's all about. So as long as I can find moms that I can rope in and get them on here and talk to you guys, that's what it's all about. So again, thank you so much. Hopefully you still enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Leah, thank you. It was amazing.
Thank you.
I feel fulfilled because I was coming in looking for some great advice, and I really feel like we got it. I felt like it was a great connection. And I'm seeing the comments on here and everything like that. It seems like it's really resonating with people. So, and that's what it's all about. So thank you. Heidi says, thank you. This was so good. Yes, girl, preach. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
And yeah, so please, like I said, contact us if you're here. I'm going to leave it with that. Thank you. Have a great day. And again, remember, you're not alone. I'm going to say it one more time. When you're doing it all, you do not have to do it all alone. Okay. Remember, reach out. We're here. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week, because my week starts now, Thursday to Thursday. Okay. Have a good one, guys.